And now let's go to the 1975 Sheldon Kinzer car.
Okay, Ron Burton Ron Burton, the artist, spent a lot of time out here, and he was involved in, you know, I mean, he'd run a pit board for somebody, and
Right.
and his two brothers were heavily involved. It
Larry was a
Dale and Larry.
magnificent mechanic.
Yeah, and he was in a wheelchair.
Right.
And but a great mechanic, and then Dale was still driving sprint cars, but he did painting and all this kind of stuff.
Dale worked here for a long,
Yeah,
long time
just
at a
up the
shop
way from where we are.
right up here in my
Sure,
office now.
yeah.
Dale was in there for years.
So I don't know how it came about, I don't know, but I know that Ron had done work with other people, like I remember Carl Williams and other drivers, where they were trying to get sponsors and excuse me, I got a shift, and then Ron would do the artwork, and he would take like a qualifying photo in color,
Right.
and then he would paint out the sponsorship on the car, and then put on. Because I remember he was trying to do one for Carl Williams. They were trying to get Holiday Inn,
Right.
and he put all of the the Holiday Inn logo, such as it was. So again, how it came about, I don't know, but it came to pass that Ron and Grant and Doris said, let's do Spirit of Indiana.
Right.
And so the concept was that that they could get, there was all kinds of level of sponsorship. So instead of saying, you know, it's $7,500 or $10,000 or nothing, they said, well, it's basically what can you get on here for? So they had these little spaces, and the majority of them,
I think the smallest was $25.
I think it was less than that. I was trying to remember. I think it was. I was thinking it might have been 10, but maybe 20. Not
Yeah.
25.
Okay. I know there was a small one.
But I remember that little thing on there, and so there was a bunch of those, and then they had some larger ones, and then there was a big, at least one like an outline of the state of Indiana,
Right.
and there might have been a few more. So, you know, I mean, if you wanted to do $750 or $1,000, and you know, the more you spent, the bigger space you got. But the thing is that you could get on there on a race car for that small amount of money.
Right.
So the people were lined up, and all of the Hoosier Auto Racing fan club members and just people that were sprint car fans, they're lining up
Right.
to give them $20 or whatever it was. So, and I was on there, and so when it was your turn, she gave you a magic marker,
Right.
and you went and said, that's your space, whatever you can fit in there. So
Right.
you'd write a message or something.
Yep.
And then when you did that, they had some like a laminating thing that they'd put over the top. And that thing started to fill up. And I remember thinking at the time, God, if Sheldon crashes this
And
thing
it's a
in
good thing you
practice,
did.
it's going to be
Yeah,
a disaster,
exactly.
you know.
Yeah, that'd be a hard
And,
one to replicate.
That never happened, and they
Went smooth, and
I
Sheldon.
don't know how much he finished 12th.
Yeah.
The race
It was in the ring.
There was a monsoon moved in that stopped the race short at 175 laps, and cars were spinning all over the place.
Everywhere.
And he did a 360 and kept
Right.
going. I think he went through turn one, and in the south chute, I think he did a 360 and kept going, but he got 12th.
Yep.
And so there wasn't a scratch on the car, but I remember thinking of all those names on it and all of that work over a period of, you know, like a month, that if he'd crashed in qualifying or something, oh my God, what would they have done?